Hi again, it's Donna, your homegrown gourmet. You know the drill, part of the Gourmet or Good Enough team with my sister Diane. Today I'm going to share a recipe for sweet Italian sausage. Over the weekend, we cooked a pork butt on the grill. My husband smoked it, and he gave me all the trimmings. I have about 2.5 pounds of pork trimmings and fat. I have it in the freezer right now, chilling. I want it really cold so it grinds better. But in the meantime, let's get started on the seasoning mix. I have about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to put in about 1 teaspoon of ground pepper. One of the things about Italian sausage that's different from a regular breakfast sausage, there's no sage in it. And one of the most prominent herbs is fennel seed. It is Italian, so we're going to go ahead and put in some oregano. Maybe about 1 teaspoon of oregano. I like to mix the dried herbs between my hands because it helps release the flavor. I'm going to put a little bit of thyme in here, maybe 1/2 teaspoon. You don't want too much of it, but we do want that nice flavor. A lot of dried parsley. This is, again, some parsley that I have from my garden. Yeah, I like a lot of parsley. It kind of wakes up the flavor. 1/4 teaspoon, I'm going to say, of red pepper flakes. If I was making hot Italian sausage, I would use a lot more. We want a little bit of minced garlic. That's one thing I really love about this recipe. You can make it to your tastes. If you don't want garlic, don't put it in, okay? A lot of times, sweet sausage doesn't even have garlic in it. But I like a little bit. Nice, beautiful cloves of garlic. And this little tiny end on there that comes off from where the bulb, where the clove meets the bulb. And I just hate that piece. I always cut it off, and it just drives me crazy when I watch cooking shows, and they don't do that. It drives me crazy. I'm going to set that aside because what we're going to do with this is we're going to mince it and add it to our mix. But right now this is all dry, and I don't want to mess it up. So now on to the fennel seed. And we want lots of fennel seed. And I just want to chop it just a little bit. I don't want all those huge pieces in there. Just crush it a little bit with my knife. I love the smell of fennel in Italian sausage. Okay. Gotta be careful because otherwise it flies all over the place. But you do want to see some pieces of fennel. Stir this up. I'll take a good whiff, see if I like it. I can smell the pepper, actually. I think I want more fennel. Yes, definitely. All right, so let's go through that again. We have pepper, we have salt. Oh, see that? That's why I put everything on my tray, and I always review it later. A little teeny tiny little bit of nutmeg. There you go. I mean, that's it. That's all I need. Doesn't seem like much, but it really makes a difference. Okay? So there's the fennel. Oregano we put in. Pepper flakes. Thyme. Parsley. I'm holding back on garlic powder and paprika. I really don't think I need that. And then there's our nutmeg. So all we have left to do is just add the minced garlic. And I think this is going to be really, really good. My pork is sufficiently chilled. And we're going to open this up and chop some of this meat up. And like I said, this was all the trimmings from a pork butt that my husband had smoked. So we're going to put the trimmings in here. There's a lot of meat and a lot of fat, and we want a little bit of both for sure. That's what gives sausage its flavor, you want that fat. See, look at all that wonderful meat. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna go for a coarse grind. I don't have a grinder, but I find that my food processor does a fabulous job. It's just cold enough that it should mix evenly. I'm not going to put this in any kind of casing. We're gonna make a bulk sausage out of this, and I might make some round patties. I could do a couple things. I could roll it like a log and freeze it that way, and then when I want it, I can just cut off like discs or sections if I choose. Or I can form it into patties, freeze it like that. I can even make a bulk sausage out of it. Okay, let's start with this amount right here. We're gonna go ahead and pulse for about 30 seconds. So now what I want to do is, with my hands, I'm going to mix in all of these wonderful herbs. And that's the best way to do it, because you want that herb mixture throughout this sausage. You really do. You want it all incorporated. So that's the only way I know how to do that, is to get in there and work it. Okay, now we still have to deal with the garlic. So let me go ahead and wash my hands real quick. Okay. More mixing. Okay, I'm going to cover this and put it in the fridge and let it sit for about a half an hour, because that just makes it easier to form the patties. I have taken my chilled sausage out of the refrigerator, and now I'm going to form a couple patties. And we're going to go ahead and fry them. I'm going to make them small because I want to add them to my cooked pasta. I made a little bit of rigatoni and flavored it with some of my homemade sauce. And now I'm just going to cook a couple pieces of sausage, and then we'll layer that, mix that in the dish, and flavor the sauce with the sausage. So just going to put that in here. No need to add any kind of oil, because as you can see, there's a lot of fat in there, and if I just leave it alone, the fat will render, and then it will be real easy for me to flip these over. So I'll just let that sit there for a moment, and till it forms a little bit of a crust, and then I can go ahead and flip them over. I'm going to go medium-low. Okay, you can see it starting to cook around the edges, so look how easy that is to flip over. See that? No oil required. Flip that over. Might add another little piece in here. Now, if this starts to stick to my hands, if I just wet my hands a tiny bit, then it's much easier to form a patty. There we go. I think that'll be enough for our dinner. Okay, sausage is done. I'm going to go ahead and nestle that in my pasta. Okay, a little more sauce on there.